Our next talk speaker is Mike Cornell talking about his left eyeball, not mine. Give it up for Mike Cornell.
This was going to be, not a gas giant, but it actually is my left eyeball, and this is an OM story. What is OM? It's ocular melanoma, or as I like to call it, OFM, and that F stands for any adjective you can think of that begins with the letter F. It's appropriate because, yes, this is cancer, and I have it in my left eyeball. Also, you may be wondering, melanoma, I thought that was skin cancer. Well, actually, melanoma has to do with pigment, and you have pigment cells in your eye. So I have a large melanoma in my eye, in my uveal area, in the uvea. So I figured this out when I was sitting in a, kind of like you guys are. My kids were going into middle school, and you go there to see what's going to go into middle school, and I'm watching a presentation. I'm doing that, hey, let's close my right eye, close my left eye, close my right eye, close my left eye, looking at the screen. I'm like, why is the screen all messed up? It's pinched in. The image is distorted. I've got these cool wavy things at the bottom, and there's a yellow tint. I'm not that good at GIMP, so I couldn't make it look like that, but it is what it is. So I go home, tell my wife, she's like, you need to go to the doctor right now. I'm like, I'll just wait, it's not a big deal. Wake up in the morning, try it again, it's still there. So I go to the optometrist, right? I'm like, he goes, hey, you've got a detached retina. That's really bad. What do you have to do then? Well, now you have to go in and get a balloon put in your eye, blow it up, get it reattached. I go to see an optometrist to validate that. They're like, oh, no, you have melanoma in your eye. You need to go see another specialist down at Ohio State. And I'm like, oh, joy. I don't even know what an ocular oncologist is. 6 people per million get this cancer per year. It's extremely rare. You look at the rates for other folks, they're all awful things, cancer, but this one's extremely rare. So there's very, very few people who know how to treat this. I chose not to have my eye removed. The procedure I have, only 4 people in the state of Ohio can do. Unfortunately, they couldn't see me right away, so I ended up going to where 70% of them are done, which is over at Wills Eye Hospital in Philadelphia. It was a pretty interesting experience. What they do is they go in and they get this thing called a radioactive plaque. It's probably, for me, about the size of my thumbnail, about 18 millimeters in size, in a circle. They put radioactive pills into it. They stitch it to the outside of your eye where the cancer is, okay? So they also, after they do that, put a biopsy in there to determine risk. There I am after surgery, feeling all great, have this thing on there, and then I get to wait 4 days in a hotel room over Easter until it comes out, and I'm not happy. Then we remove it. Yay. Happy, yeah? The treatment is successful. This is a picture from July. If you could tell, if I am both side to side, you could see that actually it is shrinking. And this is all great stuff. Technically, I'm cancer-free right now, except there's that one small thing called the biopsy. So the biopsy, they've classified these 3 ways, 1, 1B, and 2. All of those percentages up there are the rates for, in 5 years, if it's going to spread somewhere else in your body. This thing happens to like to spread to your liver. 90% of the time it ends up there. It can end up in some other interesting places like your lungs or your brain. How many want to guess which one I am? That's right, I'm class 2. So I have 2 options. I can wait. That's actually standard of care, wait. Or you go on a clinical trial. This is the clinical trial that I found that they offered me. It's a drug called crizotinib. As you can see up on the left, there's the control. Except for the one super mouse, everything else on the right looks better. So I'm like, yeah, I'll do that. There's 3 goals of this thing. They want to say, hey, is the rate of people getting this like less? So there are 3-year rates around 50%. If it's lower, like 20%, that's a good thing, right? The other thing they want to make sure is I'm not getting more sick by taking this drug. And also, am I able to do normal things? And I'm up here talking to you guys, so obviously that seems to be successful so far. But you do get glorious side effects. I have cankles. I have gastrointestinal fun. All sorts of cool things come when you take a drug that basically messes with your immune system. So the reason you're so apt to do this is the problem with a rare cancer like this is When it metastasizes, effectively, there's trials for once it's metastasized, actually most of them are, but you have 12 months, effectively. So my goal is I've got kids, I want to see them graduate high school. So I'm going to do whatever I can to extend that time. And I'm a test case. We're all developers, I'm a test case. Really quickly, so I'm running out of time, here's the places I got facts from to make sure I was fairly accurate in doing this. I need to thank the docs that I see, the docs who are running the trial. I want to thank my family, my wife Lori, and my kids, my employer JP Morgan Chase, and all of their support, especially the teammates at Stark Industries. I really appreciate their help. The members of my support groups on Facebook, and it's two people in particular who gave talks at I Am Not Alone conference in 2016. Sabrina Frey and Ryan Gibson. Those two, when I was really in the downs and doldrums, they didn't know it. They were on YouTube. I watched their video. Doing this, I'm hoping on YouTube I can help somebody else out the same way they helped me. When I was crying in my car, didn't know what to do. Those two got me through it that day. And also Bob McElligott, who told my story in the Blue Jackets Radio Network, and also the crazy people at Aces Radio, Save the Crew, episode 66. I'm on there if you want to hear me there. Ocular melanoma is the only cancer you can find that's diagnosed by sight. Go get checked. It's really easy if you're over 40. Get checked for other things. Life is always worth fighting for. Go do that thing you've been waiting to do. You never know when it's going to be taken away from you. Save the crew.